Julia stepped out of her car and breathed in the salt-tinged air of Carmel by the sea. The late afternoon sun cast a golden hue over the quaint village rooftops and whimsical cottages tucked between windswept kime. She pulled her light sweater tighter, feeling a gentle ocean breeze brush past. It was early autumn on the California coast, and the warmth of the day was just beginning to fade. In the distance, the Pacific glittered beyond white sand, its waves whispering a welcome. She wandered down Ocean Avenue, the main street of the charming seaside town. Art galleries and bold teak shops lined the sidewalk, their windows aglow in the amber light. Julia paused by a gallery Philippines' local seascape paintings, vibrant blues and foamy whites capturing the very waves she could publish as crashing in the near distance. Life imitated art here, she mused, or perhaps it was the other way around. Either way, the scene felt like a storybook, a little pocket of serenity, far removed from the upheaval of her life. While 42, Julia was starting over. Just months ago, she had finalized a difficult divorce and watched her only head off to college. The house that once bustled with family dinners and late-night homework Newcone was now quiet, too quiet. The silence had pressed on her chest each morning, urging her to seek a new Yukon. So she had driven up the coast in search of clarity, or maybe escape. Carmel was her first coffer stop on this pilgrimage of self-rediscovery, a place to pause and reflect before winding southward along the coast. She had no strict itinerary, only a whispered promise to herself to follow the scenic route, wherever it may lead. Twilight approached, Julia made her way to Carmel Beach. The powdery white sand felt cool under her waist-high canvas shoes as she descended a small sand dune. Here, Monterey cypress trees framed the beach, their gnarled silhouettes bending inland as if beckoning travelers toward the cozy lights of the village. A few bonfires dotted the sand where families and couples gathered, laughter and soft guitar chords drifting on the breeze. Julia walked closer to the water, letting the last ribbons of daylight play on her face. The sunset was legendary, a canvas of tangerine and rose spreading across the horizon. She closed her eyes for a moment, listening to the rhythmic hush of waves. When she opened them, a dog was bounding toward her. A fluffy golden retriever, tongue lolling and tail wagging with unbridled joy. Julia couldn't help but smile as the dog circled her excitedly, flinging droplets of seawater from its damp coat. "Coobert! Hey, I'm so sorry," called a man jogging toward them. He was tall and a bit out of breath, sandy breast hair ruffled by the breeze. The retriever ignored him and nuzzled Julia's hip, begging for a pat. Julia laughed softly and obliged, scratching the dog behind the ears.
"No apology needed," Julia said, looking up as the man approached. Kind blue eyes met hers, and she noticed laugh lines at their corners as he smiled gratefully. He appeared to be in his late 40s, with a warm, sun-bronzed face and a relaxed posture that matched the easygoing atmosphere of Carmel Beach.
"He doesn't usually run up to strangers like this," the man said, giving the retriever, Cooper, a gentle tuggle straight by the collar. "I hope he didn't startle you." "At all," Julia assured, still smiling. "I love dogs, and Cooper is a handsome one." At this, Cooper rewarded her with a big, wet lick on her hand before sitting obediently at the man's side. The man chuckled. He knows a compliment when he hears one. A brief, comfortable silence fell as they watched the orange sun dip lower over the water. Seagulls called overhead. The moment felt peaceful. "Haven't seen you around here before," he said eventually, a note of curiosity in his voice. "Are you visiting Carmel?" Julia nodded. "Just arrived today, actually. I'm doing a little road trip down the coast." His eyes lit up. "Oh, that sounds fantastic. I'm Mike, by the way." He extended a hand and she shook it, unresolved the slight grit of sand on his palm. "Disillusion," she replied. They stood side by side, two strangers bathed in the glowing dusk. Julia realized she hadn't had a friendly conversation with anyone in days, not since leaving home, and to her surprise it felt wonderfully easy talking with Mike. Perhaps it was the setting or the disarming enthusiasm of his dog or underside demeanor. Whatever the reason, she found herself continuing. "I've always wanted to see the whole California coast. I thought, why not now?" She left the rest